Hello friends, I am Dilip Singh. Welcome to the ninth CSS lecture of the tutorial series for web programming. Today we'll see the CSS font properties. In the last lecture we have seen the CSS text properties. Here we will see CSS font properties. Right. How we can use these font properties in order to decorate the fonts of the text that we want to use in our web page. Okay, so let's see. The first property is a font family property, right? So if you have used any word processing tool, suppose Microsoft Word, then you may be knowing the font family. There are many font family uh, that that are available, right? uh, some of them are here in this example I've mentioned, but you can find there are many, and whatever font family you want to use in your web page, you can search in a Google and use it, right? So here we'll see how we can use font family. So font family property is used to change the font face of a text, right? So like here this is an example font family, and then you can see here this is a long list of font families that I have applied here, and all the font family are separated by a comma, right? So how generally we use this list, and in which order we should use this list? So we should mention first font family name which basically you want uh, to appear in your web page, right? But if some reason the user system or the browser doesn't support this font family that you have set here, then the second name that you have specified will preferred, and if user system or browser not support the second also, then the third, then the fourth, and it will go to the end. So how we should put these font family values? Basically we should start from this specific, and then we should end to the generic font families, right? So generally these generic font families are supported by all the browsers and the systems. So if user browser doesn't support these specific font families that you want to set um, in your web page, then the user can at least read or see your text using the generic font families, right? So this is how we can use font family and its values, comma separated values. We should use the values from specific font family name to and to will go one by one towards the end, and at the end we'll use the generic font family names. Hope it is clear. Now the another font property is font style. So if you want to make a font to be italic or oblique, both are basically look alike in a web browser, italic or oblique. So we can make our text to be italic or oblique by using font style property. Then font variant property, so having either the font should look normal in the web page, or it should look small caps, in a small caps, right? It's basically all the letter of a text will be capital, but the height of the letters should little small compared to the actual capital letters. We'll see how basically this value small caps of font variant property will affect to the look and feel of our text. Okay, we'll see an example. Then the another property is font weight. This property used to increase or decrease the weight of a font, means how bolder the font look like or how lighter the font look like. So the value that we can set is this. Either we can set the value normal, right, which is by default. Then if we want to set if we want that our text should appear bold in our web page, then we can use font weight bold. The more bold, then bolder, lighter, or we can apply the value in numeric also. 400 is equal to normal, right? So above the 400 is we are making the text bolder, font bolder, and below the 400 we are making the font lighter. Okay, then font size property is used to increase or decrease the size of a font. So this font size values we can give in pixels or em, or there are other units, right, that we can use. Most of the time we use pixel or em. Okay, so let's see what is the relation between pixel and em. So you can note here that if we are not specifying the font size, then the default size for a normal text like a paragraph is 16 pixel. So browser take default size of 16 pixel if we not specify the font size. Okay, so by default it is 16 pixel, and 116 pixel is equal to 1 em in this case, right? So let's see all these property one by one in example. Okay, so we'll start with the font family. So again I'm going to use the internal method of applying the css by using style element, style, close it. Okay, so within the style element I can put all my css properties. So in paragraph, suppose I want to put the font properties, so selector is the p, and within that first is font family. Suppose I want to set font family, but before setting the font family, let's save it in the font.html, and let's see how the page is basically looks in the web browser initially. So this is our first heading, this is the page to learn the css font property and css font property title. Now currently this is a default font face, right? Default font family is used here. Now suppose I want to use I want to change the font face, right, appearance of a font. So font family. Now what are the font families are there? There are many. So here I have listed some. Suppose I want to make it brush script empty. Okay, so I'll copy it and simply paste it. So the value that we will apply for the font family, if the value having multiple word with a space between, then we have to put it into the double quote. Remember that, right? Okay, so now if I'll save it and go to the browser and refresh, you will notice that the font face of this paragraph text will change here. Now this is the font face, this is my first paragraph, right? So this is how we can change the font face of our web page according to our need or requirement. Okay, but we always should we should not always use a single font family name like here I have used. We should use from a specific font family that you want in the first position when we apply the value set of values. Then after the comment we'll we will give another option. Suppose if the browser don't have this font or browser don't support this font family, then what browser will do? The browser can choose the next one, so I can put the next one. But if the browser suppose, then the first priority will be the first one. But in case if in some user system and browsers it's not supported, then we always should give the options, right? And the option we will should give from this specific to the another to the another, and at the end we should give the font family very generic font family name, which is generally supported by the all the systems and the browsers, right? So suppose here we have used many, and at the last what I have given New Roman and serif. So I can put like I'll copy simply here, and I can put the others also this way. 3, the first priority to give this, second times, and the serif, right? You can note here that times and serif are single word font family, right? So no need to put these into the double quote, but this font family is having multiple words, so that's why we have used double quote here. Okay, so this is how we can use font family. And let's go to the another property, that is font style. Suppose I want to make the font of our paragraph to be italic, so I will do font style property I will use, and here I will put the value italic. I'll save it and I'll go to the browser, and if I'll refresh it, since it's already some different um, font phase, so exactly we cannot observe the italic. So I'll remove it. I'll put it simply times or serif. Okay, now I'll refresh it, so you can see this is italic, right? And the other font properties are font variant, which will take either normal or only one value, that is small caps, right? So let's see how it works. Font variant, and font variant I want small caps, and I'll save it. And then let's see how this change. I'll refresh it, and you can see here all the letter of a text or a word become capital, but this is a original capital, the first letter, but the other letters are in capitals but a little smaller in height than the actual capital. So this is a small capital, basically small caps format, right? So if you want to put your text in a web page in this fashion, then you can use the variant font variant property with a small caps value. Okay, now let's see the another property, that is font weight, right? So suppose font weight, I want to put it bold, and let's see, so this should become bold. So let's see, I'll refresh it, you can see the paragraph text now become bold, right? And the last property that we'll see today is font size. So font size is used to increase or decrease the size of a font. So simply font size, suppose I want to, by default size was 16 pixels, suppose I want to make it a 30 pixel and save it. So you can see here after refreshing it, it become the size of font will become larger here, 30 pixel. Okay, similarly in place of pixel I can give the value in em. So we know that 16 pixel is a 1 em here in default case, so I will give 2 em, means 32 pixels. So I will refresh it and it's become 32 pixels. Okay, so this is how you can increase or decrease the size of a font, right? So that's all, friends. And after watching this video, if you feel that um, it was really helpful to learn the concepts, then please like and subscribe the video. Thank you, guys.